Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing my review and thoughts on the Milani Conceal & Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Plus Concealer. And I use the shade 06 Sand Beige. The reason why it took me so long to do the review onto this foundation is because of the shade range that it has. Because on Nykaa you can only find 7 shades of this foundation, and all the 7 shades from 00 to 06 caters to mostly fair medium skin tone, and there is nothing really for dusky beauties. So that's why it kind of took me a minute to do the review onto this foundation. But apart from the shade range, if you'd like to know my thoughts and goods and bads about this foundation, then please keep watching. Also, before I begin with the review, I would like to say that if you see the lighting is a little bit different, that's because I have my soft lights on and I am hoping the lighting is better. And also today the weather is really gloomy and dark outside. So, since I am filming in the daytime, the lighting could shift because of the sun and the clouds getting a little bit gloomy and shifting of the clouds. So yep, now coming to the foundation, as I was saying, you can only find the Milani products on Nykaa.com, and on Nykaa there is only 7 shades, and all the 7 shades caters to fair to medium skin tone. But if you're someone who is near to my skin tone or maybe a little bit darker than me, then you can definitely get away with one of these shades. Also, another thing that I've noticed with this foundation is the pricing of this foundation. When I was ordering this foundation, I saw different shades it retails for different price, like few shades retails for 1250 rupees, few 325 rupees, and some I saw for 1400 rupees. So I'm not really sure why this kind of pricing difference for the different shades, but mine I got for 1250 rupees. But when I have the foundation on my hand, I see the pricing is 1325 rupees, like as you can see on the back. But when I was ordering, it was for 1250 rupees. So as I'm saying that the pricing is a little bit different for different shades. And packaging wise, this foundation comes in a glass bottle and has a pump to it, which I really enjoy. And I picked up the shade 06 Sand Beige, which is the last and the darkest shade of this foundation. So if you are someone who is a little bit darker than me, you can get away wearing this shade and with a little bit more of the bronzing. So yeah, and on the back of this foundation it says medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula, long wearing, water resistant and sweat proof. This foundation definitely has some pigments to it, so little goes a long way. I generally take half pump of this foundation and I use some brush and it covers my entire face. But if I have to use some sponge, then I have to use some more because the sponge soaks up the product. But other than that, this foundation has a really good pigments into it, and from the pigment the coverage builds. So I would say this is definitely a medium to full coverage foundation. The foundation also feels really lightweight on the skin as it mentions in the bottle, but the foundation transfers really heavily. Like on the first day of testing this foundation, I set my face really lightly with some powder just to see how the foundation wears on its own. But this foundation transferred onto anything my face has touched, whether it is my phone, tissue paper or anything, the foundation got transferred onto that particular thing. So on that note, this foundation is not at all long wearing by its own unless you are setting it really well with your favorite powder. Otherwise, this foundation does not hold up by its own. So that's the thing. Something that I've noticed with this foundation is that it kind of collects around my nose area, and it happens because the foundation is a oil-free formula. Like suppose if you're a dry skin type, you will notice that everything just sits on top and does not mesh with your skin, and it seems like it is separated from your skin. But if you're of oily skin type, you will notice everything seems to be sticking on your skin, whether it is pollution, dirt or anything. So and you can also see the foundation separating in the bottle itself. Like I have this foundation on my hand for some times now, and you will notice some of the separation going on inside this bottle. So you can definitely understand if the foundation separates inside the bottle, why it won't separate on top of a dry skin type. You know what I mean? So yeah. And this foundation says to be water resistant, which I completely agree, because if I spray my face with some water, the water will slide right off and it will not get inside the foundation. And that's how you know the foundation is water resistant, because the water is not seeping through the foundation. Instead, it is just sliding off. So I completely agree with the water resistant claim that this foundation makes. And this foundation also says to be sweat proof, which I don't think to be true because I kind of sweat a lot on my nose area, and because of the sweat, whenever I wear this foundation, the foundation comes right off unless I'm wearing some good primer underneath the foundation to hold the foundation on place. Otherwise, on its own, this foundation is not at all sweat proof. And consistency wise, this foundation has a really moussey sort of consistency. Blends really well whether you're blending with your sponge or brush. It blends definitely well. If you're using a damp sponge, the sponge side will give you a really luminous sort of finish, and if you're using some brush, it will give you a normal satin sort of finish. Like, I have blended the foundation on my hands right here, and as you can see, the hand is kind of looking satiny. It's not completely matte. So yeah, and now let's see the demo of this foundation as well as the wear test of this foundation.
Alright, now the wear test. So this is the day number 1 when I did not put any primer underneath, and you can see after 4 hours or so there is a lot of disruptors on my nose, and there is foundation collected around my nose, and it looks really gross, to be very honest. But just to show you, there is a little bit of the collection around the nose area. There is separation on the nose, and this is how my face looks on the same day after 6 hours. I'm not gonna get too close onto this face. Alright, now this is how my face looks on the second day with a primer, like second wear test, and I could not get a full swatch of my face, but I do have some screenshot to share. So yeah.
So yeah, that was the demo and the wear test. I hope you have found those helpful. And now let's sum up this video. First, let's talk about the good things, and then we'll move on to the down part or the bad side of this foundation. First, it has a really good pigment, so it goes a long way. Second, it is lightweight on the skin, does not feel heavy onto the skin. Third is that this is an oil-free formula, so if you're of oily skin type, then this foundation would be really good for you. Fourth is that this foundation is water resistant because this foundation does not let the water seep in through. And fifth, if you set the foundation really well, this foundation can last you up to 6 to 7 hours, even sometimes 7 to 8 hours on your skin. So these are the 5 good things about this foundation. And now let's talk about the down part about this foundation. First, the shade range is really bad. There are only 7 shades and there is nothing really for dusky or deep skin tone. Second, this foundation will transfer if you do not set the foundation really well. Third is that this foundation collects around the nose area because of the oil-free formulation that this foundation has. So if you're someone who has dry skin type, then consider wearing an oil primer underneath this foundation to make it work. And fourth, this foundation is not sweat proof. So if you're someone who sweats a lot, this foundation may not be for you. So yeah, these are the 4 down parts about this foundation, and there are 5 good things about this foundation. But I think the major down part is the shade range of this foundation. The shades that this foundation has does not cater to all the skin tone that we Indians have. So yeah, but if still I have missed anything onto this foundation, I will update you guys in the description box or in the comment section below. So definitely consider my description box and the comment section for any update about this foundation or anything that I review in general, because if I have to update you guys, I will always update in the description box or in the comment section below. So yeah, that's all I believe. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think about this foundation, whether you have tried this foundation or or whether you want to buy this foundation, or what do you guys think about the shade range, or what do you guys think about this foundation in general. And I also hope you guys have found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already yet. And I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye.